Good evening, Boston. I'm your host, Larry Higginbottom, founder and CEO of your Cyrus Group. The name of our show is called Families Do Matter. It's been a while since we last had our last chat. Hope you had a great summer, safe summer. And so we're back this fall, and our first show, I think, is a very much needed one. We're going to talk about fathers, why fathers are important. But before I get into that subject matter, I want to just briefly describe to you what we don't do at Osiris. Again, we specialize in home-based support. There's three ways that we can become involved with supporting your family. One is stabilization, diversion, and reunification. Stabilization, just like it sounds, if the family is going through crisis or it's a very tense moment, they can request a team to come and help stabilize. Diversion means if a parent and a child have really had a difficult time and the parent thinking about having a child removed, he or she can ask for that type of support to prevent that from occurring. And the final way, obviously, is reunification. If the child was actually removed from the home, is now being returned, the parent can ask for a team to come in to assist with that process. We provide this service for two groups right now, for the Department of Children and Families, formerly DSS, and also the Neighborhood Health Plan. The areas that we cover for the department, the Framingham office, Arlington, Cambridge, Malden, Lynn. We also do South Weymouth, Brockton, Attleboro, and of course all of Boston. And we can also provide the same support for Neighborhood Health Plan. We can't, at this point in time, build the partnership, which is the Mac Behavioral Health Plan or Boston Health Net. But hopefully in the near future we will be. And once we do, we'll definitely let you know about that. But again, you know, this show is dedicated to really trying to assist families to function better. And when we do come on the air, our major intent is to bring information that's going to help you and your family function better. At Osiris, right now, we are probably providing support for about over 100 families. And I would wager you that less than 5% of those families have a father there. And a lot of those families, the fathers are not even involved in no way, shape, or form. So I thought that we need to really look at the role of fathers. And I'm blessed to have as my guest tonight, Antonia Celester, who is the director of the Academy of African American Fathers. And this is a very unique brother who focused on working with fathers of African descent and also getting them re-engaged and reconnected to work with the mothers of their kids and also their children. So I want to welcome today my special guest, Antonia Celester. Welcome.
How you doing?
Great.
How's it going?
Nice to be here.
Good to see
you. You know, and looking over your brochure, brother, the name, Academy of African American Father, where'd that come from? I mean, I'm reading the literature. I'm just curious about how you developed the whole concept. What brought this whole effort forward?
Yeah, when I actually founded this program in 1998, I was trying to come up with a name for this program. I didn't want to make it seem a nationalist program or anything like that, but just wanted to relay the message to what the program is really about. And I said, you know, it's almost like an academy. Okay. You know what I mean? A place where you have to go to learn to do something.
Oh, okay.
You know, I come from a police background and both all went to academy. And they went there for 6 months, 5 months, and they came out to perform a job. So I said, you know, it'd be nice to call this the Academy of African American Fathers because we really need a new way of thinking about fatherhood and how we look at families. So that's where that came from. And I really struggled with a lot of different names.
Okay.
I must have changed the paper, Larry. I don't know how many times, 25 times I can tell.
Okay.
I don't even want to get into how many other names I called this program. But I was happy with it. People, you know, when they heard that, they was like, wow, that's really a nice name.
Question, I'm also, how, of the men you work with, you know, what's their viewpoint here? What's their take on, you know, why many are not involved with their families or why they're not trying to help their mothers? You know, why are so many brothers just totally disengaged and not trying to, you know, help with the kids that they have brought into this world?
Yeah. Well, Larry, some of the study that I did, it has a lot of different multiple reasons. One of the main reasons is, I don't know if you remember back in the 70s. I don't want to date anybody.
right.
But I was young back then. But I can remember the time they had in the welfare department, which was used to be turned to AFTC. They used to have what they call the no man in the home rule.
Okay.
And they had a lot of black men coming out of Vietnam, my father being one of them. And they used to have this policy that if a man was in the house, they wouldn't give assistance. Okay. So in order for us to get whatever assistance they were getting, whoever was in the house had to hide.
Sure.
And I think what this did was this created a situation particularly with our black women, that they had to decide whether or not they had to feed their children or keep this man, and try to do both, and if they do, that man had to leave.
Right.
Consequently, coming out of Vietnam, a lot of brothers didn't have no jobs, and back then it was very, very hard for you to keep a job. They had a lot of different civil rights stuff going on, coming off the civil rights struggle and stuff. So these families was already fragmented just coming out of civil rights. So it was hard for brothers to stay inside homes. It was hard for young black children, including myself. We looked at people like the mamas, because the government and none of that didn't do anything for us. And so some of these kind of things came into, as we grew up, some of these things came into become very important. We didn't really see how families was falling apart. So I think that what happened is the single family families started getting real popular. And so now, as a young boy that grew up in a single family family, you see that and you say, well, gee, I didn't have a father, and then it just goes from generation to generation. Right. Here we are 20, 30 years later, and the hole is bigger. It's like a cancer. It just destroys black families.
Well, by the problem not being there, Antonio, obviously, right, it really has taken a toll on not only the family, but also the community. And I think a lot of the acting out with these kids are a direct result of the fathers not being in those homes, being able to set standards, set the boundaries, set discipline. And the women, they're working, some trying to go to school, and they're just overextended. They're doing it by themselves. And what really amazed me out here with Osiris, we can have families. You just read about it. It's true, by the way. The father might live in Mattapan. His kids might live over here, like in, say, Rosendale. Less than 3 miles. But it is as though that those kids and that woman don't even exist. No phone calls, no level of support. Now, why is that? Why is that disconnect? From working with brothers and talking to them, why is that disconnect? I sometimes ask, what happened just to cause the complete breakdown of any type of support?
Well, let me tell you, Larry, I've talked to a lot of brothers, both incarcerated fathers and fathers on the street, father with jobs and father with no jobs. And some of the barriers are political in the sense of if they feel like that they're in jeopardy, their freedom's in jeopardy because of child support or some of the political and legal implications of being a father, particularly fathers who have other challenges, multiple challenges. Right. Most of the brothers that I work with and father, we have multiple issues. Joblessness, some homelessness, some of them lack skills, unemployed and unemployable. They don't have the educational level, a lot of them, to get those kind of jobs. There are a lot of jobs that are not paying enough, that even if you was there, you are not even paying enough to be independent for yourself, let alone take on the responsibility of family. And so these are barriers for fathers to engage. So what happens is fathers disengage themselves because they say, hey, if I can't make no money, I can't pay. If I can't put that bread on the table, I feel less than a man. So I don't want to show up. And then coupled by the fact that the female, although they have a right to do that, they would demand that, and they can't handle that. They can't handle the constant demand, hey, support. But what I've learned, and this is one of the reasons why I developed this program, there's another area that's been very, very neglected, aside the financial part, and that's the moral and the emotional support of young black children. See, we're starving for emotional support. I've been to baseball games with other parents' kids. They have actually invited me. Hey, come to my karate thing. Their father's not there. I stand in and people think I'm the father, which is fine. But you could see that there were other children there who they're very, very hurt that their father's not there. And that hurts me because I want to help fathers get engaged. I want to give them a new chance, another chance, by teaching new contemporary skills to them. We can't, the community can't, politicians can't expect a man to perform a duty that he has no experience doing. Okay. And that's what the key thing is. We need a better level of understanding of what is a responsible father in these times is. And that's what the program is about.
Agreed. Again, Boston, I'm your host, Larry Higginbottom, founder of your science group. The show is called Family to Matter. We'll bring you, hopefully, dialogue that's going to stir you to take action, but also to improve your family's position. Today, we're talking about the importance of fathers. I don't think anyone will really question that there really needs to be an answer to how do we get fathers back engaged to support their families and also to guide and teach their children. I'm blessed to have as my guest today Antonio Celester. He is the founder of the Academy of African American Fathers. We want you to join our dialogue with comments or questions to Antonio. He's a very knowledgeable, skilled brother about fathers, how to get them engaged and back, at least supporting or trying to be a part of their child's life. You can join our dialogue at 617-708-3280. Again, 617-708-3280. We're talking about the importance of fathers, and I have as my guest in the studio today Antonio Celester. He's the founder of the Academy of African American Fathers. Now think about the word academy. What he's saying and what I'm saying right here, we got to teach these brothers.
Yes, sir.
We got to teach them because many of them have mastered, having children. They can do it well. But now comes the most important part. How do you now develop that human being into a well-productive young man or young woman? How do you now develop yourself to really meet that challenge? And I agree with you, Antonio, a lot of the brothers that I run across, be they young or older, right, was never, ever taught how to be a man, let alone a father. So again, in your program, how do you try to tackle that? You mentioned something called the contemporary parenting skill. Give our audience an idea of what you mean by that.
Yeah. Contemporary parenting skills is what I
break it down.
Is what I say is the skills that our parents didn't have. And I'm pretty sure you and I and probably everyone in our age group and before that, we got our butts spanked.
Yes. No,
okay?
Whooping.
Yeah, whooping. I'm talking about extension cords and the switches and all that, and you have to go pick your own and all that.
Yes.
And a lot of the kids they haven't had that experience. And I'm saying that today, if you did that, the parents be in jail.
Right.
The courts have taken the power of punishment, if you will, corporal punishment out of the parents' hand.
Oh, yeah.
And now the children today, or the young kids and young boys and girls today, are willing to fight and get up and fist fight with their parents.
Right.
And some parents are just outright afraid to discipline their children. I was talking to a lady the other night, and she was saying that she asked her son to be in at 9 o'clock. It's school time. Mm-hmm. And his boys want to stay out till 11.
Right.
I mean, there's no father in the house.
Yes.
So he said, something, why should I have to stay in at 9 o'clock? Mom, I'm not staying at 9 o'clock. If my boy's mother let me stay at 9 o'clock, that means I can stay at 9 o'clock. Maybe you just ain't with it,
right,
if you will.
Yeah.
And I was able to, I was sad about that because that could be one brother that when the news come on, that brother be one of the ones that is either a perpetrator of a crime, a violent crime, or the victim of a violent crime.
Yes.
Just because that's simple. I mean, one of my neighbors, 17 years old, his father was around, and I remember the landlord where I was living at told me, she said, he's a good kid. Can you help him? Because she seen my son and seen how manly he was, and she said, can you talk to him? I tell you, Larry, it wasn't even a month before I was in that building. He was shot dead in front of the door. And when I went to the funeral, and I sat, and I thought that the man that was coming over there was his father, but it wasn't his father, and that's the reason why I didn't get involved. I'm not going to intervene when the father's there.
Right.
I would help him and say, if you in the house. Come to find out, the father was incarcerated. So we have a lot of fathers who are incarcerated. And you have a lot. The numbers for incarcerated fathers, and they don't even have a means by which they can. I mean, I think what people have done is wrote them off because they've already been convicted. You're in jail, or you can't do anything. There's a lot they can do. Right. There are a lot of the fathers can do things when you give them the avenue. If you continue to call them deadbeat dads when they're dead broke dads, then they're going to always run away from that. They don't want to be called names. Nobody wants to be called names. If you embrace fathers, you have father friendly. It's friendly, but it's not cultural competent.
Right.
Okay? Something can be friendly. A monster is friendly. Okay? But if you're not culturally competent, you don't understand that monster, he's going to eventually turn against you.
Now, define for our audience, if you will, what do you mean by culturally competent? He had a lot of. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, there's culturally competent in different views, it comes to a lot of definition. And the view as it applies to academies, it means being of that program, being an example of that program, being able to identify with the issues and the people you work with and the community that you serve, being able to understand it, not being outside, but also being inside. I come